My name's John, and in this video presentation I will talk to you about logging your migration and also how to create reports with Transend Migrator. When you run Transend Migrator, it's going to create a master log file, and when you process user accounts, it's going to create a report as well as log files for those specific users. Notice here we're at the default screen at Transend Migrator. The title says Transend Migrator, and this is the default configuration file that this installation is going to use. You can change the name of your project, and when you set up your configuration, it's probably a good idea to set up a configuration with a specific name, especially if you're going to have multiple projects running or different projects. Save your settings in different configuration files. That way you can bounce back and forth between the different projects that you're working on without having to restart everything. And when you log, and when you process the data, it'll create log files within directories with the same name as your configuration file. And let me show you how that's done. From the menu here, you click on View, Migration Reports, and see any reports that are available to you. But I haven't run any processes, so there's no reports. And also, you can look at log files that are specific to that user that migrated, and then you can look at the master log file, which pretty much lists all the settings for your specific installation and anything that's happening in the background with that. Let's process a user, or let's just do a batch migration. I have a batch migration set up, I believe, for 3 users, going from EML to PST file. Click on Start Batch Migration, migrating 3 users, and I'm going to increase this configuration so it goes much faster. I'm going to allow 3 concurrent migrations, and now those 3 users will migrate at the same time. And if, of course, I had more users on here, then Transend would be migrated in groups of 3s until all the accounts are exhausted. Just keep an eye here on the Transend Migrator. This is a good thing to kind of familiarize yourself, which you'll see in the report. Notice over here to the far left you have the user ID. For the individual log files, you want to reference the log file by number and by user ID. And then the report itself, you'll see the information that's over here, such as what was migrated, who was migrated, your data rate, any other basic metric about your specific project, like that's listed right here. This is what will show in that report file, and it'll be shown by user as well. And the user will be just like it's displayed here. Sometimes it's a path and folder name. If it's a user account, it really depends on how the user is displayed, but whatever you define for that user within your project, that's how it's going to show up in the report. So when you're finished, go ahead and close the migration monitor. Now you can look at, let's say, the migration report. This report is in XML format, which can be opened up by Microsoft Excel. Open up the report, and then you'll see what I explained in the migration monitor. You'll see the same information in here, and it'll show the status whether it's completed or failed. You can also go now here to look at the master log file. There will be one, and let's go ahead and make that smaller so we can see it. In the master log file, this is what you'll see, and notice it's displayed in HTML format. If there's errors or even just things to be cautious about, we'll change the color to maybe red or amber or something to kind of point out that there might have been a problem, so go ahead and look at that. Now for the individual users, you go to the log file directory, and notice now each user log file has a number with it, and this is the number that was associated in the migration monitor with the user ID. Each one of these represents a user, so you can open up one of those log files and now zero in on anything and everything that happened for that specific user. This is really great for troubleshooting. Let's say if you had corrupted accounts or corrupted data, or maybe just for some reason you couldn't get into the account because of a password. It'll tell you that in here, or at least help you find it. If you need to zero in any further, you can go to Migration Options, Custom Options. Under the General side, look at the logging and reporting section and fine-tune the way you want your report and logs to be created. That's logging and reporting within Transend Migrator. Thanks for watching.